What it do, everyone? Today I'm going to show you how to edit your own graduation photo. I'm going to be working out this stock photo here because I don't want to show my face. Yeah, as you can see, I'm using the spot healing brush tool to basically brush the copy right away on this figure. In a few minutes, you're going to see me. You're going to see me use the brush tool professionally. You're going to see me. You're going to see me edit his thumb. You're going to see me edit the diploma on, and it's going to look exactly like your graduation photo. So don't worry, guys. So after you've done that, you want to move on to the hair. Now, with the hair, you want to pay very close attention to how the lighting is, because you see I made a mistake here. I removed some of the darker highlights, some of the shadows, and that really worked to the detriment. It wasn't as realistic as I could possibly make it, but I did work it out in the end, so it's okay. Now here I'm going to finally get to using my brush tool. I pull out my color set right there. Yes, I circled it. I want to go to black because not necessarily black. You can use whatever school color your school is, but for the purposes of this video, I'll default to black. So as you can see here, I'm outlining the general shape of the graduation cap. Now here I made him look more like more akin to a Quaker or Abraham Lincoln, but I fix it later on in the video. But in case you go to like an Amish school or something, this goes out to my Amish folks. Now here I opt to switch to a hard brush because if I use the sort of blur brush that makes everything look a little more ugly, and we don't want that. We want you to look as sexy as possible for your last day of school. Now here I added a little embellishment. This is like the tassel that you usually see. For my school it's in gold, but add as you wish. Now here I'm preparing to remove the thumb. As you can see, it's a very smooth and very meticulous job, but I managed to do it in 2 attempts. Don't get upset if this takes you more than 1 try though. It takes some practice. Now here I'm trying to lay out the general shape of the diploma. Later on I'm going to be rendering it in GTX ray tracing HD. So stick around for that. I actually pull out the blur tool, believe it or not. Or not the blur tool, the blurry brush. Everything hurts. What was I doing? I cut the audio for a second. Oh yeah, so I go back to the blurry brush tool, and then I make well, let's see what I do here. I make the shadows a little darker. Try to make it as straight as the other lines, and that creates a sort of gradient effect. Here I add sort of the top of the diploma as a way to foreshorten, and then I outline it in black typically because that makes it pop out a bit more. This is optional, completely optional, but you can add a spiral for added realism, and I think that gives off a good diploma-esque effect. Now I definitely didn't need to do this, but you're about to see that I make the bottom of the diploma, and that just gives it an entire new level of realism, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. There you go. All the bells and whistles I put on the top of the diploma, I put on the bottom. Beautiful. Now let's zoom out of that, and shit, I forgot what we did here. Oh yeah, so I started work on the actual gown. Now with a gown, you want to be specific. So use a lasso tool, but don't use it in any way I did, because I almost drew the X-Men logo, and we can't have that here. Yeah, you see. So honestly, this is a more general lesson. Make sure you have a clean, organized workspace when you use Photoshop. Now notice that I leave a little space there. This guy wasn't wearing a tuxedo, but you can Photoshop that in if you wanted. I had to go eat dinner, so I don't have the time for that. Now here, I enlarge my brush so that this process takes a little less long, and yeah, just make it black. Make it complement the Quaker Amish hat you gave this dude, which I'll be fixing in a bit. Yeah, so smaller, make the brush a bit smaller, and as you can see here, my dumbass forgot to deselect, and that's why I look a little lost. That's why the cursor isn't doing anything. So yeah, what do I do here? My big brain 200 IQ intellect decides to make a new layer, and it's still selected. So, you know, don't do that. All right, there I pressed Control D, which stands for deselect. I hate it. Anyway, I opt to add some more dimensionality to this graduation cap. I messed up there. So just start again, just do that. Make roughly the same shape and color it in as I did. Use the eyedropper tool, make it black, and there you go. That's the graduation cap completed. Oh, actually, you can sort of hint at an outline for or something wrapping around the head rather. That just makes everything feel more real. You feel like Spider-Man when you put on that graduation cap. You select that, zoom out, and add a few more embellishments. So here I'm going for the comic book look, and that involves outlining dude's left hand so that it pops out just like the diploma. And I think that really complements it more than leaving it as it is. Look at how happy he is. You want to give the diploma a sort of glow because after all, you just completed 4 years of high school. And since I'm writing this in the year 2019 and the next class graduates 2020, I'll put the 2020 there in my expert handwritten sans serif Helvetica font. Want to give it a little bit more glow. And yeah, that's it. You're pretty much done.